What's going on, people? How's everybody doing? I'm back again. Yeah, we're gonna get this in, man. You see the title of the video, and you're gonna see the thumbnail as well. But man, oh man, I wanted to do this like last night, but things been going on. You know, trying to keep busy, trying to keep the family happy as much as I possibly can. But let's get into it. But before I go into anything else, before I go any further, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you're new viewer, please subscribe to the channel or like whatever you want to do. But let's do this, man. I was looking at this. I watch Undisputed like any other man would, or woman as well. And I listen to this. You know, sometimes it get me nauseous, especially like takes like this when it comes to the fake woke mob that's delusional. Skip Bayless do what many neoliberal white people do, and that's pander to the delusions of the victimhood sector of the neoliberal black community. So let's get into this video, and I'm going to critique with my own opinions on the whole thing. Let's get it.
He needs to be the second quarterback. You're not going to keep, because the third quarterback's probably more time than not going to dress. And you're not going to need Colin Kaepernick as your third quarterback. You can take this undrafted guy, or you can take a Nick Mullins and let him be the scout team guy.
Let's go to.
We like what we saw.
I'm sorry, guys. Let's go to this dude, neoliberal Skip Bayless.
We're going to put you in
a
T-shirt and shorts.
Beautiful irony yesterday. Spike Lee was out here in LA working on his documentary on Colin Kaepernick that he's been working on for several months.
Spike Lee
wanted me to come sit
another
with him
Luciferian in the black community.
Documentary, and we were deep into our interview when all of a sudden one of his assistants ran in and stopped tape and said, "Look at this on the phone," and it was the breaking news story. Cap is going to work out, or had worked out. We weren't sure what had happened just yet. Sounds like he already has worked out for Mark Davis and the Raiders in Las Vegas. The beautiful irony was Spike was ready to pick up his production crew like a traveling circus and go straight to the airport and fly to Las Vegas because they already had set up a big interview with Mark Davis today in Las Vegas.
Right.
So he was right on time. And I said, well, this feels meant to be.
Correct.
Because a theme that we were going back and forth on was, is there anyone out there in the National Football League who can be the Branch Rickey to Jackie Robinson? For those who don't remember, Branch Rickey was the one guy, the white guy, who had the guts as the GM at that point of the Brooklyn Dodgers to say, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Right.
Whether anybody likes it or not, I'm just going to do this because this man can play baseball.
Correct.
And you know, the rest is history. Okay. So is there anyone out there? And we're going back and forth because it's such a tight-knit, closed fraternity among white NFL owners that it's hard to wrap your head around that concept that there's a Branch Rickey out there.
Right.
And then when I heard,
how is it hard to wrap your concept that it's a Branch Rickey when he put on the Branch Rickey thing, the dude that I guess he scouted, I forgot his name. He just said it. I guess he scouted him. How he gonna say that? This was in the 40s. Jackie Robinson. You think it ain't no owners today is not Branch Rickey? See, now that's number one, pandering to the fake woke mob and the victimhood of mob that's in the Kaepernick sector of the world. And that's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. A lot of mentally ill people, beta males as well. Let's keep it going.
Heard Mark Davis, a light bulb went on in the back of my head like, wait a second. You know, I'm the biggest fan of his father. I'm not sure what to make of Mark just yet because I don't have enough track record on it.
Listen to this.
He did take a swing and a miss on obviously John Gruden. Right. You didn't like that move at all.
I didn't.
But Mark has some.
Why didn't you like that move at all, Mr. This is what I mean about Shannon Sharp. John Gruden he had them going to the playoffs since I think his first year, and they was moving into the right direction. because again, it wasn't because of his so-called racist comments, and definitely so-called racist comments. It was because, but they're trying to make it think he didn't. Shannon Sharp didn't like him because of his racist comments from 15 years ago, quote unquote. I think it's bullshit. It wasn't racist at all. But let's keep it going.
Chip off the old block. And I knew the old block very well. May he rest in peace. And I was the biggest fan of Al Davis, who was not the biggest fan of Paul Tagliabue or the National Football.
Oh, Pete Rozelle, maybe.
Rozelle, going all the way back to the day.
Yeah.
But the point was, Al broke the barriers time and time again. He hired the first black head coach in Art Shell.
First female
high-ranking executive.
This is the woke. This the woke sector. This is how woke can you get. This is why Skip Bayless is probably the highest paid analyst. Skip Bayless knows how to do it. He knows how to do it. He panders to that group. Being as though being woke, you're going broke, but at the same time, he panders to that group. Let's keep it going.
You worked with her at CBS, and I knew her very well when I covered the Raiders. She was by far the highest ranking female executive. And he drafted the first quarterback in the first round, and he was the second to hire an Hispanic head coach, who was Tom Flores, who finally, fittingly, got in the
He's still in the woke mode.
Hall of Fame. Correct. Because he deserved to, because he won a couple of Super Bowls as the head coach of the Raiders.
Yes.
So Al was breakthrough. I don't care what you say. I'm going to do this, and this.
Al would have signed him. Al would have signed Colin Kaepernick out of spite to the NFL.
He would have. I totally agree. But Al.
No, he wouldn't, because he would have seen Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, maybe he would have, because he wanted to see how much money he could gain out of this. They're trying to make Al the owner of the Raiders at the time, famous owner of the Raiders. Seemed like he was a saint. No, he was about that money, that cachet. So please stop with the bullshit. Let's keep it going.
I would have sat back and said, what am I missing here? Like, wait a second.
Yep.
Okay, now that brings me to this. Let's start at the very top, shall we? I like Derek Carr, but I can't love him because I've never loved him. He did beat my Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day at Jerry World. I give you that. But you realize.
Yo, these analysts are so biased, extremely biased, especially Skip Bayless, And they've been like that for the last 15 years. This kid, Carr, young man, he's been winning with less. Carr, in my opinion, he's my top 10 quarterback. He's been winning with less. What are you talking about? Let's keep it going.
Last year they made the playoffs.
Yes, they did.
Derek Carr's first ever playoff game he ever played, and they went to Cincinnati, obviously bound for the Super Bowl, and they lost, and he played okay in that game. But he's 0-1 in the playoffs right now. For those who have forgotten, Colin Kaepernick wound up 4-2 in the playoffs, and they all came in his first 2 years as a starter. Yeah. And I know that was a good San Francisco team, but he was great.
Right.
I don't throw that word around.
He was great, unless you are throwing that.
Very loosely.
Unless you are throwing that
big body of work, because
he wasn't great at all. They had a great defense. All he did was run. And it was his first 2 years. You know why people forgot about it? Because his last 4.5, 5 years was horrible. It was extremely horrible. Let's keep it going.
He was sensational.
He was just sensational. And you want to talk about guts, and I know you're not the biggest khaki pants fan, but Jim Harbaugh did one great thing in his career. By far the greatest thing was he had the guts and the wisdom, the brilliance to say, no, wait a second, I got Alex Smith at this point. Alex Smith was leading the league in passer rating and completion percentage as the former #1 overall pick. Yeah. And he got concussed. Cap got a shot at Chicago on November 19th of 2012. Yep. And the rest is history, because Harbaugh said, when Alex gets healthy, I don't care. This kid, because remember,
I remind you guys, they talk about 10 years ago. I just remind you, he got out the lead in 2016. I just want to remind you guys.
He traded up in the second round to get him. They went from 13th in the second round to 4th in the second round to snatch him out of the Nevada Wolfpack, right? Mm-hmm. Where he was, as a sophomore, he was the WAC player of the year.
Right.
And by the way, he was a 4-point student in both high school and college.
Right.
So
He's a 4-point student in both high school and college, and he's but the way he tell us, he had a horrible childhood. The white people that actually adopted him, the way the Netflix thing was, they was the most horrible people on earth, is what he was saying to us. It was racist and stuff like that. Let's keep it going, neoliberal Skip Bayless.
Don't tell me about black quarterbacks can't, right? Okay.
Right.
Don't give me any of that. So
he's half white and half black, was raised with white people. So don't just black quarterback. No. He's mulatto. And I don't even know if he's half black. They don't even know his father, who his father is, to be saying that. He don't even know who his father is. Let's keep it going.
Harbaugh was his biggest fan.
Yes.
And Harbaugh said, I don't care what you say. I'm going to the Super Bowl with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it went all the way to the Super Bowl. And I don't care what anybody says. Crabtree got interfered with on the final fateful last play.
That's him being a biased commentator, analyst, what he just said. Crabtree got interfered with. That's extremely biased. And also Harbaugh, that was his only quarterback after Alex Smith, that he had to go with him.
Play for the 49ers in the Super Bowl, or Cap's got a Super Bowl ring. And maybe that would have made him a made man, and this wouldn't have ever happened quite to this extent. But he came right back the next year and got them all the way back to
NFC Championship
at Seattle against the Legion of Doom and Boom, right?
Yeah.
And his last second throw, he just didn't put quite enough air underneath it. And Richard Sherman gets fingertips on the ball. Remember this?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
181. It shattered Michael Vick's all-time record, and it became the most yards ever. If you look at their career QBRs, Colin Kaepernick is 58, which is pretty good. Derek Carr is 52, which is also, it's very good.
Colin Kaepernick is 58 because most of his throws was dink and dunks. He has a horrible long ball. He has a horrible intermediate. His intermediate ball is actually horrible. But his long ball, more than 20 yards, it's like a fucking 22%.
But it's 58 to 52.
Right.
I can make a strong case to you or anybody else, and I think you would agree, that at his best, Kaepernick was better than Derek Carr. Yeah. I'm sorry, he just was.
Well, he got a team to the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
He got a team to his great defense got a team to a Super Bowl. So that was the end of that. You hear the bias of this whole thing. Now Skip Bayless is trying to pander and what they call that? I forgot the word that I'm trying to use. Gaslight Colin Kaepernick fans into thinking he might be better than a top 10 quarterback, in my opinion, in Carr, the actual starting quarterback for the Oakland Raiders for the past 7 years. This is what I mean. This is why this country is the way it is, because we pander to these overly emotional ass people, and they put these neoliberal, biased ass, fake woke analysts on our television. That's why people don't even like watching TV no more. That's why people do YouTube. Anyway, guys, that's the last of the video. Please like and subscribe. And if you're a new viewer and you're just coming to my platform, please subscribe or like. Peace.